Pakele digitalen hake panajek drom ko eroma pres ko tan ko termini bašo amaro intervju. Ko so avdjeka rezervinale jek kaolamenek ekskluzivno intervju, rezervimo bašo jek manuš, aktivisti, borco taj ko jek via gyara eurodeputati, kelo pelafi bašo Romeo Franz, deputati ko Europakolo parlamenti, koji si vojno taj šefi i delegacija baš i Bosna taj i o Kosovo. Rajo Franz, oven sa ste but sosien sos akadempeski amari pokena, to je nam je misafiri ki akava intervju. Šukarto dive, Romeo Franz.
Lacho dive sprala, lacho dive šuka, kaj umikana poštemende antemaro TV show.
Osa stava menge si, a mislim budbah taleko so akadampes to ramige misafiri ko intervju, avgodrom ko live, ko ki video konverzacija ko je video kon intervju. A meni žena kava intervju si palo baš i tiri vizita ano Kosovo. Pa gole se magate dikate rekas pobuteri informacije baš i ti paloni vizita ano Kosovo. Tu me sar membro ani tare Europakili delegacija baš i Bosna i Hercegovina, ko na Kokurko, kergen oficijalno vizita ani Republika Kosovo. Kole uče temutne manušencar, taro autoriteti taro Kosovo, kergen lapi.
Ja, prala. Mi sumes kaj ando Kosovo, ando Pristina, und me rakidum miti Kujari Lila o Albin Kurti and Minister Bislimi and Minister Konjufka. I spoke with them about many topics, about stability in Kosovo, because this was the SAPC meeting that was very important about, because I'm the chair of this delegation for Bosnia-Herzegovina and Kosovo, and this meeting was now in Pristina. And these guys, what I told you, these names, that I was a meet, and we spoke with each other.
Tu me kergen lafi, od vas meni interesino, meni taj via jarđa nauka interesino putera omenta akcentijano Kosovo, si jali kergen lafi baš o sikuritetno sostojba romengoro ano Kosovo, taj baš i o manušaroma koja su iranelnen andar Evropa, kasko so nidu bisavde azili. Sad isilili sikuritetno hali ano Kosovo. Kola sigova sekuriteti so o nevo governmenti scheiterdal autoriteti Kosovakro scheiterdal Romaniano Kosovo.
I was speaking about our people in Kosovo. That's one of my main topics, but about this topic about the asylum when they come back, you must know that the Kosovo or the government, when they will recognize the asylum for people who come back to Kosovo, they will recognize their own injustice, and that's not really realistic for a government to do that. That they say we have the Romani people has no reason to go out from the Kosovo, but to say when they go from the Kosovo, when they leave the Kosovo to Europe and other countries, they go about the financial situation in the Kosovo, but they don't say that they go about racism and anti-Gypsyism. That must be clear. And I think for a government will be this very weak when they say, yes, it is so that our Romani citizens are affected of anti-Gypsyism here in Kosovo, that they must leave the Kosovo, and I think that's not realistic. But the reality is that we have in Kosovo a huge form of anti-Gypsyism and with all his effects. That's clear.
Побутер групе, купе таро романи диаспора таро Косово, прекал побутер асоцијација ани диаспора, родената во Косовакере ауторитетија обештетување баш легере керасо табиле англедер тај пало Косовакеро конфликти, тај роденате признавање таро Косовакере ауторитетија баш легеро присилно иселување таро легере кера. Дали о Ромео Франц кергја лафи дија дума баш акеа тема?
Na, mina rakijum pral koja tematika penafto ke soske. I was there and I mentioned it before as the chair of the SAPC of the meeting of the delegation of Bosnia-Herzegovina in Kosovo. There was the main topics. The main topics are the stabilization situation of Kosovo and the conflict in North Kosovo with Serbia. And that's really now a big problem in the whole Western Balkan region. You must take a look to Bosnia-Herzegovina, how fragile is the situation there. We are very scared about the situation in Bosnia-Herzegovina, and that was the main topic about what we spoke in this delegation meeting. And there was no place to speak about this special topic. Maybe when it's possible, then in the next visit, I must meet really this minister who worked with this topic to speak about this. But now in this case, in this meeting, it was no possibility to speak about this topic.
Romeo Franz, тумен синетумен дикхибе депутатеја, романе депутатеја таро Косовакеро парламенти о рајо Ерџан Галјуши. Со кергепе лафи, со тумен дујџе не керген лафи, баш и тума ревизита ано Косово Ерџан Галјушеја. Тај сади кина тумен о и ситуација роменгири ано Косово трујало Ерџан Галјуши ем тумен.
Mangi his bučuka kaj dikam i deputato von i parlamento kovehi i Romano Čavo. Me rakidam kerdne prali situaciona mar manusha ano Kosovo, and we spoke about how we can work good together, successful, to solve this bad situation for many for our people in Kosovo. And my impression of Erhan Galushi, he is a young man, a very smart guy and intelligent. I think he's very open, and I think he's for the future, for the Romani people in Kosovo, very important. We spoke about this, how we can work together, how we can find a solution. The next way, maybe it will be that we have a meeting next time in Pristina, maybe in early next year, to speak with other NGOs, but with ministers of the government too, to create a new strategy for inclusion and to fight against racism. And Erhan told me that he is willing to do that, to work with me together. And I think it was a very, very positive experience for me. And yes, and I think in the future we will work really together. The Romani people in Kosovo, I think it will be very good when they work with him and give him the trust that he works for our topics in Kosovo.
Okay. Ki vramatari tumari vizita na Kosovo, via iar biçayenie puçimos, çiko ministri bislimi bashi destruirive olimoria ki mamusha. Da li dobijene repons taro ministri bislimi? Soske o limoria ni mamusha si destruirime.
Ja, kova hisi momenta kai humbis anko a meeting mit Minister Bislimi kai chinas mangi yek rom koleskulapis sahiti koetsi penas mangi chinas mangi ando messenger pral koi problema apko tuko cemetery in Mamusha. And in this moment, when I received this message, I asked the minister about the situation there in Mamusha with this cemetery. And there was very surprised about this, that I mentioned this case. And they promised me that they will inform me. And 1 or 2 days later, I received an email from the minister about the topic, and they send me a picture too where we can see the cemetery, and they say this mosque will not build there, and the problem, it will be solved. And I received other email again from Said in Koetsi, and he shows other pictures, and I wrote the ministry back about to clear that, what's happened there. And I asked Erhan today, Erhan Galushi, about this case, what he knows, and he told me that this case is solved, the problem is solved. Now I will wait to the message from the minister, what he says now, and then we must see what's happened, where's the reality there, and is there a problem? Is the problem solved or not? That we must see. But for me, it's very hard. I can mention this when I was by Bislimi as a European deputy, but you must know I am not every day in Pristina or in Kosovo. I have not really the possibilities to work every day on this topic. That I think that's one of these topics who must do NGOs or Erhan Galushi. He is deputy of the Kosovarian Parliament. I think that's one of his duties to help to solve this problem. But when you need me, what I can do, I will do it.
Okay. Romeo Franz saldicala a canutno guvernmenti ano Kosovo. Jali akala guvernmenti one votano Kosovo si but popravzo koanibe Faisalibe le decizie baš but romane problemia su Araklina Romano ano Kosovo. Taj sastoji diskriminacija od kerutnipe, bukjarnipe, taj osaslarive. Da li da li kandidata Romeo Franz kaj aknutni guvernmento na Kosovo si but pokhavdi ta nope Faisalive bashi Romano Kosovo.
I think the new government it's open to solve this problem, this discrimination and the labor market and housing and healthcare. I told them that's one of the important measures for us when they want to find a way to the EU. It's a rule of law and other points. 14 points were very, very important. But I think that's now a new government. What but a little bit is a problem is that the government is not enough equipped to work, and that they must they must learn that to work much effectfuler. But I think we have now a better situation like before, and I think we must stay close there in the communication with the government to remember them what they must do, and we must mention that every time again what they must do. That's a fight against racism and discrimination, and for equal participation for our Romani people and other vulnerable groups too. That is there a big topic and a big problem that they must solve for their future of Kosovo in the EU. And I think now we must work with them and we must see. And I think my experience now, they are very open. Albin Kurti makes for me the same impression, and we must see in the future. We must stay there, and we must speak with them, and we must help them. And then I think I will offer them solutions and ideas for projects to have a success.
Resemdzico Paolo Pucive, traku intervju. Doasi tumen no Kosovo sar vizita sar șefi tari delegația pe și Bosna tai Hercegovina tai Kosovo. Sar tumen dena I ocena, sar tumen ocenena tu mali vizita no Kosovo general.
Kaum Skanda on Kosovo. Now when I was in the Kosovo, the situation with Serbia is it's very difficult now, and I think it's dangerous too. That's one of the main problems of what we have, and in what the government must work for stability and for peace in Kosovo. That's one of the main problems, because you don't must speak about a fight against racism, equal participation, when you have no peace in Kosovo, and when you are in danger. And this is something who, in what's really a main topic is for the government and for the EU too, to bring this situation that they come in peace and to find a way to the EU. That's an duty for us too. With the visa liberalization, that's one where the EU must come with, and I will fight for this. That the Kosovarian citizens can have a visa liberalization. We must fight for this. I will do that, but. That is my expression was very good, because I saw my meetings with some NGOs and with the government and these ministers. They are, I think, much more open for our topic, for the Romani people, and I have the hope that we can work with them, and that that we can find maybe a way in better times.
Okay. Osăsto, Romeo, me mangavte pučavtud panajek pučimos, romane koji so najsijano scenario, jali o Romeo si ano gândipe ca jekti veka keoli vizita ani I majbari ta jekutni komuna ani Europa, ani Makedonia, ano šutorizari.
From my side, I will come. It's for me, from my side, yes. But I must see in which function I will come, as a chair of the delegation or only as an MEP. But I think normally in this last 2 years, I would like much more traveling, but about COVID-19, that's a big problem with the journeys and to travel in other countries. But when is this situation, it will be better with COVID. I say yes. Let us plan something to come to Stuttgart. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Romeo Franz, omen busa stete to en Bachtale, so siensine cotortaro intervju bashi amaro romano portali Euro Roma Press. Ako situmen kancite den Wordba, please.
Me paragraf mangi pastute Moses, kein rakerava tusa, pralk mare manusha, mare problemi, und ja, čas kjedne, butras kjedne, und ja, cello deve pastemende de civelo preski vas praltemende de delomen sastepen.
Osa stopa na Jektrom, Romeo Franz, ovim sa ste viajar bashi tiri ekipa, bashi trio konsili, bašo Rajo Mario Tudor, ka sa so sama bud Floriano kontakto, taj sjamen informacije, baši sastitli aktiviteti no Europakorol parlamenti, palo Eromenca, taj e-grupa jasinti an Europa. Pakele digitale no dvasine amaro misafiri ko tortaro intervjutaro romano portali Euroroma Press. Amen kojek naredno intervju karaka paneli se Manušen koja su itale importantno baš je marijetničko zajednica koja su cilen pobuten informacije taj ideje sadržajte Europe progres kijek romanin akcija koja su ake buduvešenca si popalate pohari pari gasinala kojek pomaro progres. Ti to veš, ti kod ikide.